The Toronto Maple Leafs might hold the first overall pick, but the Vancouver Canucks are the ones making the biggest waves at the NHL Combine. Now, reports out of Buffalo have confirmed that Ryan Johnson and the Canucks were the only team to take generational talent Gavin McKenna out to dinner. Why is the team sitting at number 3, the only one meeting with the projected first overall pick? Who knows? But today we're breaking down the details of that dinner meeting between the two, as well as the 3 other blue chip prospects that Vancouver could potentially be targeting, and why the Canucks' hopes of landing a superstar are still very much alive. Let's get into it right now. We're going to go over an article that talks about these dinners and whatnot, and who the Canucks took out for dinner this week at the draft combine. Now, this one written by our good buddy Tyson Cole over at Canucks Army. And according to Donnie and Dolly's Rick Dollywall, the Canucks are planning to take Gavin McKenna, Ivar Stenberg, Chase Reed, and Caleb Malhotra out for dinner dates this week. But I want to zone in and focus in on Gavin McKenna. And just the fact that the Canucks are taking McKenna out to dinner, and you're not hearing teams like the Maple Leafs taking McKenna out to dinner, or even the San Jose Sharks. This is what is very interesting about this whole story. Now, here's the tweet from Rick Dollywall himself. Malhotra, Reed, Stenberg, and McKenna all have dinner dates with the Canucks this week. Now, according to Shang Peng of San Jose Hockey News, who is in Buffalo covering the Combine, the Canucks, as I mentioned, are the only team that Gavin McKenna is going to dinner with during Combine week. No other teams, not San Jose, not Toronto, as we mentioned. And here's the exact tweet. He does say he doubts that means anything for his draft stock, but he does say that it is interesting. And yeah, this is completely interesting that it's just the Canucks he's going out to dinner with. If you guys remember back to last year, the Canucks, of course, took Braden Coots out for dinner, and he was the only one that they took out for dinner, and they ended up drafting Braden Coots. That's why I'm kind of reading into this a little bit, because of what happened last year with Coots, and just hearing that the Canucks have been the only team that have taken McKenna out to dinner. According to Dollywall, actually, apparently they went out to dinner on Monday night, so that is interesting. But it's just mind-boggling that the Canucks are the only team to take Gavin McKenna out to dinner. You know, you would think, with the Leafs, with that first overall pick, they would, or the teams would be lining up to take McKenna out to dinner, but the fact that the Leafs aren't is very, very interesting. I know there is, I saw something that apparently John Chayka actually went out to the Yukon to meet with McKenna. I don't know if that's accurate or true. You guys can probably let me know in the comments, but I did hear that. But still, the fact that the Canucks are the only team that have taken McKenna out for dinner, and like what I mentioned about last year and them only taking Braden Coots out, this year they're taking 4 prospects out to dinner, which throws a little bit of a wrench into the, draft plans. We've heard, recently that they're kind of split between 3 different prospects. I'm actually going to cover that in another video, so be on the lookout for that. But this is just interesting and just adds more fuel to the fire when it comes to the Canucks' draft. Draft rumors and whatnot, and who they're going to pick. There's been a lot about Caleb Malhotra, been a lot about Ivar Stenberg, been a lot about Chase Reed. And of course, us Canuck fans all assumed with the Leafs winning the lottery, that kind of meant our, hopes for McKenna kind of dwindled until we saw some of those, mock drafts and whatnot where, especially that one in particular that had McKenna falling to 3rd, but for the most part, our dreams of Gavin McKenna have been kind of dashed until, hearing that the Canucks have been the only team that have taken him out to dinner. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Does this even mean anything? Do you guys find this interesting as well? Do you agree with Shang Peng that it doesn't mean anything for his draft stock? But especially those of you who are, Toronto Maple Leafs fans, San Jose Shark fans, what do you guys make of this? And I know there's been talk about the Sharks, I believe it was Carson Carroll's out for dinner, and they're also taking Veerhoff out for dinner as well. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But this is huge. Perhaps that Gavin McKenna dream of being in a Canucks jersey is still alive. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, you guys on your way out can like the video and subscribe to The Line Change for more Canucks and draft related content. You can also become a member of The Line Change to receive exclusive perks and members only videos, as well as early access to videos such as this one. And before I sign off, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. When the ice gets coldest, the best players in the world show you exactly who they are. Playoff warriors turn it up round by round, and DraftKings turns it up with them from the first round all the way to the Stanley Cup final. Bet player props, bet live from the opening faceoff to the final horn. Every moment matters. New DraftKings customers bet just $5 and you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.